Hello, it's Justin, and today I'm going to share with you 52 book recommendations of 52 of my favorite books. I know in the title I said 50 book recommendations, but I lied. I actually meant 52. I just said 50 because that's a cooler number for the title. I'm only going to include books that I've read from cover to cover. There's also a lot of books that I've read for the most part, but haven't finished from cover to cover. And there's also books that I've read a little bit and know the main idea of the book, but haven't completely finished, but I'm not including any of them. So this list is just for books that I've completely read. And yes, I'm a big reader, but obviously I haven't read all the books in the world. So there's going to be a lot of books that you should read that would be helpful for you that I'm not going to include in this list. Also, these books are all books I really like. There's also a lot of other books that I've completely read, but I didn't really like them, and I'm not including that either. So without further ado, let's get into the book recommendations. So first we have nonfiction, and I have a bunch of categories for that. So the first category is biography. We have Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson, Frederick the Great by Nancy Mitford, Napoleon, A Concise Biography by David A. Bell. And the next section is history. We have The Third Reich at War by Richard Evans, Patton, Montgomery, and Rommel, Masters of War by Terry Brydon, Romans by Anthony Marks, The Osborne Internet-Linked Encyclopedia of the Roman World by Fiona Chandler, Empire, How Britain Made the Modern World by Neil Ferguson, and Civilization, The West and the Rest by Neil Ferguson. The next category is business. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, Poor Charlie's Almanac, The Wit and Wisdom of Charles T. Munger by Charlie Munger. The Goal, A Process of Ongoing Improvement by Eliyahu Goldratt. The Little Book That Beats the Market by Joel Greenblatt. You Can Be a Stock Market Genius by Joel Greenblatt. The Dondo Investor by Manish Padrai. The next category is self-improvement. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. And How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Next category is psychology. I only have one book here. Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini. The next category is sociology, and I included The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism by Max Weber. The next category is politics, and I included The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. And that's the only book I included in the politics category because even though I've read a lot of other politics books, these days politics is very controversial, so I'm going to avoid that for now. The next category is military. I have The Art of War by Sun Tzu and The Oxford Companion to Military History by Richard Holmes. The next category is science. A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, The Grand Design by Stephen Hawking, 7 Brief Lessons on Physics by Carlo Rovelli, Physics for Future Presidents by Richard Muller. And the last nonfiction category is engineering, and I included Invention by Design by Henry Petrosky. Now onto the fiction categories. First we have classics. And for the classics, my favorites are Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, Emma by Jane Austen, Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, Macbeth by William Shakespeare, The Iliad by Homer, The Odyssey by Homer, Candide by Voltaire, and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. And for general fiction, I have basically all the Sherlock Holmes books. A Study in Scarlet by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, The Sign of Four by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, The Hound of the Baskerville by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, The Valley of Fear by Arthur Conan Doyle, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes by the same guy, The Return of Sherlock Holmes by the same guy, His Last Bow by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and The Casebook of Sherlock Holmes, also by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So in case you haven't noticed, I really like the Sherlock Holmes books, and all of those books are in my list. So I also read the Harry Potter books, all 7 of them, and 3 of them I really liked, and the 3 I liked are Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling, that's the first book. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling, which is the second Harry Potter book. And my third favorite is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling, which is the 4th Harry Potter book. And also I would recommend Matilda by Roald Dahl and The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. And lastly, for comics, I would recommend Mouse by Art Spiegelman and Mouse 2 by Art Spiegelman. And those are 52 of my favorite books, and I would highly recommend them. I enjoyed reading every single one of them. There's also other books that are probably helpful for you to read, and I might have read them, but I didn't include them because I like these ones better. And yes, I'm a big reader, but there's going to be a lot of other books that I haven't read that you should read. So I hope this video encouraged and inspired you to read more, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications. I make videos about books and great books that help people. And also follow me on Instagram, where you can DM me, and follow me on Medium, where I write more in-depth articles about books and great books. Also, all of these 52 books have, I put the Amazon links in the description, so if you want to check them out, I put that in the description. Thank you, and until next time.